Hey guys, welcome back to another tree building tutorial. Today's video I'm going to teach you how to make a god tree style, tree. It's pretty much a really large tree, and you can customize it how you want. I added like a little pool, and you could put a tree village in here. I had one at one point, but the tree wasn't exactly big enough to fit a village, so I took it out. The leaves are by far the hardest part, and it'll probably come in a second video. But to get started, what you need to do is make 3 balls of wood, more if you prefer, but I keep 3, that way I have a few sizes. The first one, it's just a really simple 3x3 with pluses on each end. That's going to be my small one. That's going to be used for like the tips of the branches and the roots. This is a big one. It's just got a 3x3 square on each end, top and bottom. This is going to be for the main bulk of like the trunk, and if I need something big, that's what I'm going to use. And then this middle one is for if I need to thin stuff out. It's the same thing as the big, except for it's 2x2 on each end. And what you want to do is make sure to copy them and have them as a clipboard. As you can see, I've got the clipboard, and it's probably best to have them in order so you don't accidentally paste the wrong thing in. Okay, now that I got small, medium, and large, I'm going to start with the large, and I'm going to hold up on the D-pad when I paste using left trigger, and that's allowing me to paste without getting the yellow box to delete everything. And I'm going to kind of make the general tree trunk shape, where it gets wide and then it starts getting skinnier as you go. And we're not doing for the whole tree, this is actually going to be like one side of it. And then maybe I'll have it go out a little bit because there will be a branch here, and I pull it out towards me or something. The shape is completely up to you, but if you don't like the shape, you might end up tearing the tree down like I usually do. And we just want the bulk part of it, so we're not going to worry about the thinning out the branch just yet. But now that you have that, you want to kind of decide how wide it's going to be. So maybe my tree is going to be probably that wide. So what you want to do is mark that, and then that's going to be exactly like you did before, except for on the other side, and you're starting in the middle instead of the bottom. And this one, it's best to have it kind of different. Like as you can see, this one is pretty straight and this one comes out right here, because trees are all just random. It's not half the tree is the same as the other half, so you want to kind of keep it natural looking. Symmetric might work, but you know, it just depends on who you're asking. For the most part, I like symmetrical things, but when it comes to organic stuff like trees and mountains and stuff, I kind of like it random. And you're going to go ahead and do this maybe 4 times until you've got the general shape of the tree that you want. Whoops. Maybe this branch goes up and that one's out. And I'm going to do one here. This time I don't actually need to decide, because it's going to be just like this trunk where we set it as the starting point. And then the fourth end will be how we did that side where we kind of pick from the middle. Dang it. Pushing A to go up and holding up on the D-pad keeps opening the chat by accident. This is a little bit time consuming, but it's a whole lot faster than building it by hand. But if you know what you're doing, by hand can be pretty easy. I've tried only once to do it by hand and it didn't come out so well. And maybe on this last one I'm not going to use a branch because I'm getting a few branches. You choose your width, pull it down. Then after you've got your width, I'll finish this a little bit later right here, this part, but after you've got your width, you're going to kind of make a ring around it to kind of give you the shape that you're going for. And also, like, you could have a round part, also have like a kind of indent part, because it keeps it a little bit random. You don't want to go out too far, because that's what the smaller balls are going to be for in a minute, is to make the roots. Now that you've got that, you want to kind of bring it up, but when you're doing this section, you're going to follow this shape that goes in, and you're going to follow this shape that goes in. So the closer you are to each post, you want to kind of follow that one more. So I'm going to follow this side, and then once I get near the middle, it's just going to kind of be both of them. And then on this one, you want to follow the one on the east side. Dang it. And you might have a hole, you just fill that up. You want to kind of keep it thin down here if you can, because the roots, it tends to just go straight down and then kind of curve out at the last second. So after you have all of the pieces, all of these corners built, then you can start with like the roots and the branches. Whoops, I'm using the small piece. That's going to go by really slow. After this side, I'm not going to do the other half of the tree because I doubt you guys actually want to sit there and watch me do that, but okay, for the roots, you're going to use one of the two smaller balls. You might start with the medium size and then work your way down, but for the most part, you're going to kind of make it branch off a little bit, as if you were trying to make branches here, but it's just roots. And then kind of make sure to have some where it looks like it goes in the ground. It might also be a good idea to have a ball that looks like it's sideways instead of vertical, because we can have the sideways logs, like you take them and just pull them sideways. But it's all about preference. If you like them how they originally were, where the log is up, that's fine by me. It's pretty much however you want it to go. And you're going to do the same thing all around the tree, and once you get to kind of, we've got this uniform shape here where it's one layer, maybe bring it up a little bit, break some blocks, pull them up, give it a little bit of a random look. You do that all around the tree too, and once you get to the branches, you're going to do the same thing as you did for the roots, except for these aren't going to be in the ground, so you can actually see every side of it. And you got to get smaller as you go out. Eventually you just got to stop at a point, maybe make it go up a little bit, throw in a few extra branches. Don't put too many, because then you've got a lot of leaves that you got to put, and if you're not careful with the leaves, it will be very confusing. So I guess I'm going to put the leaves in another video, because that is pretty time consuming as well. So I hope this has helped you a little bit, and I'll see you in the next video when you've got yourself a tree trunk ready and built.